December 28th, 2014. It's a quiet Sunday in Brockton, Massachusetts. In a wooded area behind his home, a man out for a walk makes an unexpected but important discovery. What he finds may hold the answers to solving the secrets of a cold case mystery. Let's look into this one. Brockton, Massachusetts. It's known as the City of Champions. Down an isolated road in the far reaches of the city's East End, a chilling story is about to take shape. In April 2011, at the age of 16, Ashley Mylett is listed as a missing person in the Boston area. She was eventually found, but this is very important for context. Meanwhile, in Quincy, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, Linda Schufeldt, a Navy veteran and a mother of 5, is moving into the town with her fiancé. During the summer of 2014, Linda's family members stop hearing from her. After a month, Linda's brother reports her as a missing person. Later that year, in November 2014, Ashley's mother tries to convince Ashley to stay with her. She's worried about her, rightly so. It's believed that Ashley is living on the street during this period of time. On December 3rd, 2014, Ashley sends her mother a text message, which is important because Ashley was known to go out of contact from time to time. So when contact was lost with Ashley, her family did not report her as missing. 3 weeks later, a man walking his dog near Wedgwood Road, a relatively isolated area of Brockton, notices something in the woods. When walking off the path, the man sees a pile of wood in the distance. He takes a closer look. Underneath the wood, he discovers the remains of Ashley Mylett and immediately calls the police. The remains are found in an isolated and heavily wooded area, far enough away from the suburbs of Brockton to alert suspicion. When investigators arrive at the site of the remains, they begin examining the location. On the same day they begin their investigation of the area, police discover more human remains. The remains have been there longer. Dental records are used to identify the remains, and it turns out that they belong to 50-year-old Linda Schufeldt, who we talked about earlier. With 2 victims found in the same location, it's believed that a dumping ground has been found. In fall 2013, 2 brutal rapes occurred in Brockton. Both female victims were assaulted, beaten, and dumped on the side of the road miles away from Brockton, but they were not killed. A few months later, in January 2014, it's revealed that there is a 3rd victim of the same type of crime in Brockton. These women were interviewed by police, and they said that they were taken out of the city by a man driving a dark car. In each of these cases, foreign DNA evidence was collected. Police also learned that these 3 women were involved with sex work. It's believed that Linda was also a sex worker, but it's not known if Ashley was for sure. Police collect foreign DNA evidence from the 3 rape cases. After comparing the DNA samples taken from these 3 cases, it's learned that all the samples match the same profile. Investigators also tried to obtain a DNA sample from Linda's remains. They're unable to, but they're able to get one from Ashley's remains. The DNA sample gathered from Ashley's remains is run through police databases. In July 2015, a CODIS hit is registered for the DNA sample. It's learned that the DNA matches the sample from the 3 rape cases. On March 7th, 2017, police publicly announced that they have linked the earlier rapes to the murders, and they release a Parabon Nanolabs DNA phenotyping sketch. A DNA phenotype sketch uses information gathered from DNA to create an approximate likeness of a person. On March 1st, 2019, police announced that they have received calls linking an image of 32-year-old Lewis Coleman to the phenotyping sketch. The announcement is made after Ashley's friend posts a comparison of Coleman's mugshot with the sketch on her Facebook account. Coleman, who was already arrested in Delaware in connection with the murder of Jesse Correa, was placed under investigation for connection to this case. Records indicate that Coleman spent most of 2013 to 2014 in California. Also, Jesse Correa was not a sex worker and is from a different socio-economic background than the victims in Brockton. It's thought that due to the nature of the killings of Ashley and Linda, whoever killed them was prepared to do it. The killer has become known in local media as the Brockton Beast. But what do we know about him? The Brockton Beast targeted specific victims. A former senior profiler for the FBI said this: with a killer, that's why he will target women who are high risk, because they often go unreported for a long time. Their families don't report them as missing, or they don't regularly check in. 3 interviewed ex-FBI agents who specialized in criminal profiling were asked about this case. They all agreed that the killer was a man who killed the women and disposed of their bodies in the same place. They also agreed that he was knowledgeable and comfortable with the area. The agents think the perpetrator is local, and one agent believed the killer could be slightly older. They noted that the perpetrator's choice of victim was key. These women lived high-risk lifestyles. It's theorized that the victims were likely stalked in the downtown area of Brockton. Although Linda lived in Quincy at a centrally located apartment on Winter Street, investigators found a receipt belonging to Linda from a pawn shop in Brockton. It was learned that Linda went to pawn a ring there. Now, after looking through some archives, I actually managed to find a notice in the paper regarding a storage locker rented by Linda Schufeldt. On June 20th, 2015, a notice was posted in the newspaper about non-payment for storage lockers, and an auction was announced of items found in unpaid units. Linda had rented a storage unit in Brockton. In my opinion, this is an important detail because it was thought that Linda was living in Quincy at the time. If so, why would she have a storage unit in Brockton? It's been over 8 years since the discovery of Ashley and Linda's remains, but the Plymouth County District Attorney and the Massachusetts State Police are increasing the reach of their investigation. Timothy Cruz, the District Attorney of Plymouth County, is taking this case seriously. He has started using the same DNA testing procedures that were used to catch the Golden State Killer. He's quoted as saying this: "Whoever did this to her is going to be reading the newspapers. They need to know that they're going to be caught." Ashley Mylett was known to be a caring person and had a family and friends that cared about her. Linda was trying to get into a profession where she could help people like herself. The families deserve answers, and they deserve justice. If you know anything that could help police identify the killer, please consider contacting the Massachusetts State Police at the number below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.